Good evening and welcome back to the Rory Talks Football channel, your daily Arsenal news updates, debates and my opinions. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe. We're on the way now to 12,800 subscribers. And of course, if you could click the like button, I would be incredibly grateful. It's a Friday. Celebrate it being a Friday, being the weekend, by dropping a like on the video and helping me out. Plenty to talk about. Is any of it good? No, it's not. But we'll talk about it anyway. Injuries left, right and centre because it's the international break and that's what Arsenal do in the international break these days. But there's loads of you here, which we love to see. Lord Ferguson of Aberdeen, Vivi Vlad Pekka, Leonardo, Hyper, Saliba, Guno, Saka the Goat, Binyam, Daryl, Oslo, Guna, Hyper, Francisco, Oliveira, Hannah, Josh, Matthew, Shamaki, Smithy, Devin, Kazanex, Manny, Max, Nid, Ishak, and more. It is good to see you all. Yesterday, we didn't see the 5,000 goals challenges. Yeah, I know, but you did today. Yesterday, I couldn't be asked. So I didn't do it. No, I was thinking about just canning that whole challenge, but we're back on track. England last night, that was entertaining. And Saka got injured. So there we go. On Saka, now, there's not much news. According to Simon Collins, Arsenal winger Bukayo Saka is set to have a scan after coming off in England's defeat to Greece last night. And we are likely to get some sort of update tomorrow from Lee Carsley. So we're likely to get some sort of update tomorrow from Lee Carsley when he does his press conference. Now, he won't say much. Arsenal will probably ask him not to say much. I would suspect Saka goes back to Arsenal now. I'd be very, very surprised if Saka remains in the England camp. It's just a nightmare. It is just a nightmare. He's not gone home yet. Yeah, it would be a nightmare. Now, he's going to have scans. Hopefully those scans it's basically just a twinge. Maybe he misses the Bournemouth game. But we need him back for Liverpool. It's such an unnecessary injury. He picked up a knock, right, in the first half. Towards the end of the first half, he picked up a knock on the ankle. Just a contact blow. But at that point, he should have just been taken off. Like, get into halftime and just take him off. Take him off before you do more damage. Because when you're running with a knock, you end up putting extra weight or extra force through other muscles to compensate for the knock. And I'm not saying that is why he's potentially hurt his hamstring, but it's just such an unnecessary risk. And now we're in this position where, we don't know how bad it's going to be. According to AFC Camden, initial indications are that Saka is okay. However, he needs to have a scan to confirm that there's no major damage. Hopefully a tweak and nothing more. There were some people last night that were like, oh, hamstring, that's 6 weeks. Mental. Basically, because Alisson has massively done his hamstring. And by the way, all you need to do is look at the difference between Alisson and Saka in terms of how they went down and how they were moving. Clearly, Saka has not fully done his hamstring. There were clips of him kind of kicking his leg out to try and feel it and feel what it was, which to me suggests it is only a minor twinge. And he generally is quite good at knowing when something like that's happened. So I don't think it is significant. We just have to hope, really, that he gets back in time for Liverpool. But it's not going to be 6. It's not going to be 6 weeks. It a 6-week hamstring would be fully pulled his hamstring. When you see someone running and they fully pull up. It's not that. So I think people are being dramatic with that. But we'll wait and see. It's just it's just so unnecessary. And the other thing I don't like last night is the amount of running Declan Rice. Declan Rice was just marooned in midfield with no support whatsoever. Last night for England, it didn't work, but I saw some stats, So Palmer and Foden were meant to be kind of in midfield with Rice, right? Bellingham was the false 9, and then the two sort of attacking midfielders, whether they were 8s or 10s, ahead of Declan Rice, were Foden and Palmer. They did nothing defensively to try and help him out. Bukayo Saka made more defensive actions in the first half than Palmer and Foden combined. So it left Declan Rice doing way too much work. And now, because we lost that game, we actually like. I don't give a shit about the Nations League, but the FA do. So now in the Nations League, in the next game, we're gonna have to start Declan Rice again because now we've lost the last one. It's like a must-win game now. So that's just an absolute pain. Absolute max, I think he misses Liverpool, but that's worst case. But that would be a nightmare. That would be a nightmare because we're definitely going to be going into Liverpool without Martin Odegaard, according to reports today. Now, we're going to talk about this Martin Odegaard situation, and I want to be careful because I think there's a fair bit of not misinformation, but there's just a fair bit of contradicting stuff, and no one really knows what's happening. But the Odegaard news that came out earlier, and again, it's from a Twitter in the know, right? Wasn't from Team News and Ticks, although it's debatable as to whether he is actually reliable anymore. But this came from Con Marble Halls, who said Martin Odegaard has suffered a setback in his recovery from the ankle injury picked up last month. It is now expected that he won't be back until December. Now, there's two things on that. A, is that reliable? Not sure. We've seen him making progress in the gym. I'd be surprised if he was allowed to do something that could give him a setback. Like, I'm not really sure what the setback could be in that case. But also, at the beginning of his injury, people were saying it was an 8 to 12 week injury. Now, 12 weeks would be December anyway. So it's very possible that it's just unfortunately been the latter end of the 8 to 12 weeks, that it's expected now that it's going to be the latter end of 8 to 12 weeks, and that is going to be December. Either way, December's a big problem. December is if he's not back until December, that is a big, big problem. Because we're not just talking missing Liverpool. At that point, we're talking missing Chelsea, Newcastle, Inter Milan away, Sporting away, potentially even Man United. So that would be very frustrating. I think it's fake news. I think the way it's worded is fake news. I don't think it's a setback. Rory, if that Odegaard video was filmed recently, I really think he was never going to be back before Liverpool. No, that's true. That's true. One thing I was looking at, and they're not the same injury, but the fact that Lenny Yoro and Odegaard are doing the same sort of exercises makes me think Odegaard was never going to be back for Liverpool anyway, because I don't think Lenny Yoro is expected to be back for like another month. I think everyone just got excited with the video. Well, one thing I would say is you've always got to try and read this from the perspective of the club, right? The club don't do anything by accident. So why did the club want to put out the Martin Odegaard footage? Why did Odegaard himself want, within the space of a couple of days, we had the video from Arsenal and we had the Instagram post from Odegaard, which both kind of showed him seemingly progressing with coming back. So why, what did they want to come from that, I guess is the question. Was that to make Arne Slot think twice? Was that to basically give Arne Slot the prospect of Odegaard being there to plan for? So when Liverpool are doing training, if Liverpool know for a fact that Martin Odegaard's not going to be there, then they can completely train on the basis that Odegaard won't be there. Whereas if it was in the back of their mind that he might be there, then you've got to dedicate some training towards that. So I don't know. Maybe it was that, but people attacking Arteta like it's the club that's put out that narrative. Yeah, no, it's just a guy. It's literally just a guy who's put out that narrative or put out this thing today about the setback. And it is an interesting thing to put out. If it's true, I don't think it helps anyone. Like, don't get me wrong, we're talking about it because everyone's talking about it. For me, I feel like if I found out that news, but the club clearly didn't want it out, I probably wouldn't put it out personally. But I don't know. Either way, any period of time without Odegaard and without Bukayo Saka, that's tough. Like, that is tough. Who starts at right wing versus Liverpool if Saka is injured? Well, this is the question. This is the question. What would you do at right wing? What would you do at right wing if Saka is injured? Sterling? I think that would be mine. I think for me, it would be Raheem Sterling. Keep Martinelli on the left. No problem. I think that is what I would do. It wouldn't be Jesus. For me, if it's between... there are three options, right? Really? Well, one option is that you put Martinelli there, because Martinelli over recent times has played right wing a few times when Saka has gone off. So one option is Martinelli, and then Trossard at left wing, or Sterling at left wing. And then the other options are Trossard, Sterling, or Jesus, or Nwaneri. I think this is our problem every year, but now I think our problem every year is injuries, but now it's at the next level. Yeah, this is beginning to feel like one of those years where we're just not going to see our best 11 play with each other. It is beginning to feel like one of those years where, you know, we just can't catch a break. We can't catch a break at the moment. How long is Saka out for? We don't know. The likelihood is maximum you're talking 2 or 3 weeks. So, like, worst case, he'll miss the Liverpool game. Best case, he'll be able to play against Bournemouth. Best case, it is a complete, you know, minor twinge. Bournemouth is what? 8 days away. Bournemouth's going to be a stretch, to be honest, at 8 days away. But to be fair, last year we had like no injuries. I don't fully buy into that. Like, we didn't have many major injuries last year, granted. But Timber was out for the whole season. Partey missed a lot of it. Jesus missed a lot of it. Martinelli missed a bit. Trossard missed a bit. There were injuries last year. Don't get me wrong, not as bad as other clubs, but... And then the season before that, Jesus and Partey both had massive injuries at a time where both of those players were like key players. Magic, thank you very, very much for the 1.99 super chat. There's no message with it. There's no message with it. It is just pure generosity from Magic32, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. Thank you very much. Look at our lineup against City at home. Well, yeah, to be fair, we did. When we played without Saka last season, we won every game, including City. So, you know, we can get results without Saka. I think no Saka and no Odegaard is worrying, for sure, like that right-hand side. But the alternative to that is our left-hand side, then. We just need to make sure that our left-hand side becomes the more dangerous side. In their absence, then you are talking Calafiori, Marino, Martinelli, and that left-hand side has to really, really step up, which is tough. But Hyper, thank you for the 1.99 as well. Absolute legend. Again, no message other than this. So I appreciate it, Hyper. You are a legend, and the generosity is greatly appreciated. There's no chance Saka makes Bournemouth. If Arteta risks him, it would be utterly ludicrous. Well, it depends. It depends, like, the extent of the injury, right? It depends the extent of the injury. So, Rodri out for the season. This is our year. We can make it work, lads. Well, yeah, but one way of, you know, the ideal way of kind of capitalizing on that would be that we didn't also have key players out injured the whole time. Midfield versus Liverpool. I saw a guy say Gravenberch was better than Rice. You know, one thing I would say about Liverpool so far this season, right? Don't get me wrong. I've been impressed by Liverpool's start to the season. I think they've done well under Arne Slot so far. But one thing I would say is this. Midfield-wise, have they had a midfield battle yet? Have they had a midfield battle yet? Because I'll tell you now, if you look at the games that they have played, right? And I know, look, you can only play what's in front of you, and they've done very well against the teams that they've played. But in terms of midfields that they've played Crystal Palace with Adam Wharton looking really, really below par so far this season. They've played Wolves, who everyone can walk through. Bologna, who have fallen apart. West Ham, who have been awful, or at the time were awful. That was in the Carabao Cup anyway. Bournemouth, meh. AC Milan away, but even AC Milan's midfield isn't great. Then Who else have they played? Basically, the only big game that they've played, they've not played anyone inside the top 9, right? They've not played anyone inside the top 9. The only big game that they've played, so they played Ipswich, Brentford, and then even United. United's midfield is shambolic. Absolutely shambolic. So, yeah, look, they need a midfield test. We will provide that. Magic has sent he sent it again. Forgot to write, how does one become a member? Again, I appreciate the extra $1.99 to say that. There should be a thing below me, down on this side, I think. There should be something that's next to where you can subscribe. I think it says join channel or something. Or in the description, I think there might be a link to do it as well, to join the channel. But yeah, I appreciate it. And if you want to become a member, even better. The members of the channel are absolute legends, and I do appreciate all of their support. Are you getting Hero Rosicki or Rosicki on FC25? Already got him. Packed him. It was on the Twitch stream, and then we put a clip out. That's done like 100,000 views on 80,000 views on TikTok as well. So, but yeah. So look, I think Liverpool, we will be the first proper challenge for Liverpool. Well, no, they play Chelsea actually. They play Chelsea next weekend, and then they've got us. And they lost to Nottingham, yeah. Liverpool games until December. Their fixtures are crazy. We will see if they're legit. Yeah. Liverpool's fixtures between now and December are mental. Like literally mental. Which, is how it works, because their fixtures up until now, they haven't played a single team in the top 9. So that is just how it works. And obviously they've got no Allison. They've got no Allison for the next 6 weeks or so. What would you play in midfield versus Liverpool? Rice, Marino, and Trossard, maybe. Rice, Marino, Trossard. I don't know. One thing I would be interested in, and I'm not sure if he can, would be if Marino can do Odegaard's job. That's something I would, be interested in, but I'm not sure. We still have Chelsea, Liverpool, and United before December, don't we? Yeah, I think United maybe just into December. But yeah, we've got Liverpool at home, we've got Chelsea away, we've got Newcastle away, we've got United at home, all before like the 3rd of December. Partey, Rice, Trossard. Nah, Marino plays. Marino plays in some way, shape, or form. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. Against the energy of that Liverpool midfield, for me, Marino's going to have to be in there. As long as we don't suffer injuries in defence, we should be all right. If you don't concede goals, you can't lose. I mean, that's a fair point. But I mean, we had Thomas Partey at right back in our last game because of injuries in defence. So hopefully, Marino doesn't look that quick. He's it's about energy, not necessarily about pace. B, he's quicker than Thomas Partey. He is quicker than Thomas Partey. But I mean, there's a reason that he won more duels than any player in the whole of Europe last season. He is a duel winner, and that's what you need against an energetic midfield. But we'll see. We'll see. Give Jesus a Red Bull and hope for the best. Nah. Jesus isn't the one for me. It's tough, though. Don't see Mikel dropping Partey? I do. If you don't see him dropping Partey, what do you think he's going to do? Just keep Marino on the bench. Marino that he went out of his way to sign this summer. Marino that he keeps talking about absolutely glowingly, about his intelligence, etc., etc. As soon as Marino is ready to start for Arsenal, he will be starting for Arsenal. 1,000,000%. Jules 1 comes more down to intelligence with player positioning and reading the game over pace. Yeah, 100%. 100%. No more sloppy counters. That's the main thing. Look, Liverpool are a very good counter-attacking team. They've not actually been such a counter-attacking team this season, but they are a very good counter-attacking team. And yeah, we need to make sure that doesn't cost us. But the difficulty is, I mean, I may as well get up on the screen, to be fair, so that you can watch along with me. But if we go and look at Arsenal's fixtures, if we look at our fixtures, I mean, it's just if you're talking Odegaard being out until December, at that point you're talking Bournemouth away, Shakhtar home, Liverpool home, Preston away, doesn't matter. This big thing here, like even if Odegaard was coming back by November, even him being able to get back for this little period here would have been amazing. But then you're also now talking about potentially Forest, Sporting away, West Ham away, potentially even United at home. And the games don't stop. The games do not stop. So it's tough. It's tough. I think this is going to be. I think December is going to be an interesting month for us because on paper, I mean, Fulham away is probably the hardest game on paper there. But really, December is a month that we should win every game in. And again, if we can have a fully fit squad by that point, I think that could be a really, really good month for us. But we'll see. We will see. We will see. It's tough. Gyökeres is starting for Sweden, by the way. What is the Sweden lineup? I like Sweden, you know. I like the look of Sweden. What's their lineup? So they're going. Well, according to FOTMOB, it's a 3-5-2 with Kulusevski and Gyökeres up front. I'd imagine Kulusevski will be just behind Gyökeres, but turns out it's fake news, and Odegaard should be back by the end of October. Where have you seen that? Where have you seen that? For Liverpool, I'd go double pivot of Rice and Partey with Marino sat in front of those two. Yeah, you could do that. You could do that. Is Isak injured again? Yeah, I think so. Well, Isak didn't play against City, did he? And I don't think he's played since then. Or no, did he play? I'm not sure. He's not in the. He's not in the Sweden squad anyway. He's not in their squad. Kula might as well be behind the stands. No, I want to see. I'll keep an eye out for Gyökeres in that game. In terms of how other Arsenal players did yesterday, Trossard got a goal and an assist against Italy. That ended 2-2. Calafiori played in that game as well. In terms of minutes, Calafiori played the full 90 and Trossard played the full 90. So they both played 90 minutes. Obviously, Rice played the full 90. Saka got injured. And Saliba, they won 4-1. And Saliba played the full 90 as well. So yesterday, everyone played the full 90. And Gabriel as well. Technically, it was today, but it was early hours of this morning. Gabriel got man of the match. Got man of the match for Brazil. Played 90 minutes. Even the biggest of hate. So Gabriel, there were quite a few Brazilians that hated Gabriel. He's converted even them. They were all talking about how absolutely brilliant Gabriel was for Brazil last night. It was a big win for them as well. Away against Chile in a World Cup qualifier, like that was actually a big win for them. In terms of players playing today, do we have anyone playing today? I don't think we've got anyone playing today. Unless I'm mistaken. Kivior. I don't think Poland are Poland playing today. I don't think Poland are playing today, are they? Netherlands are playing, but Timber hasn't gone. Germany are playing, but Kai Havertz hasn't gone. Partey pulled out. Spain. Yeah, Marino and Raya are up tomorrow. So, yeah, tomorrow you've got... Poland's tomorrow as well, yeah. Poland are against Portugal tomorrow. Spain are against Denmark tomorrow. So that's them. Zinchenko didn't go. Most of our squad didn't go. Like, literally, back at home still, you've got White, Timber, Zinchenko, Partey, Havertz, Jorginho, Sterling. Half the team. Dark Arts FC actually has no injuries. It's all tactical. That is how deep the magic goes. I'd love to believe you. I would love to believe you. Gabriel Martinelli got 5 minutes yesterday as well. Or this morning. Gabriel Martinelli got 5 minutes. So, there you go. Do we have an update on White? No, we've not had updates on White or Timber. Obviously, so the most recent update we had on either of them was before the Southampton game. Arteta had said that Tomiyasu's at home as well. Tomiyasu, Jorginho wasn't called for Italy, I don't think. Tomiyasu, White and Timber were all close to making it for Southampton. Tomiyasu was the only one that did in the end. But I guess the hope is that for both Timber and White, if they were close for the Southampton game, then 2 weeks later for Bournemouth, they should be ready. I actually want Marino to play for Spain. He needs more minutes, not less. I agree. Marino going with Spain, actually, if Marino doesn't get minutes, that will be more annoying because it's just a waste of time. He needs to get up to some match speed. No, there's not really any update on Saka. We're expecting some sort of update tomorrow from Lee Carsley. So Lee Carsley will do a press conference tomorrow ahead of England's next game. Hopefully get an update from him then. But it won't be a major update in the same way that, like, the Norway manager hasn't really ever given any proper updates about Odegaard. But yeah, we'll wait and see. So England play on Sunday evening in Finland. So the good thing is Rice basically gets a whole week to recover because we finished that game. On Sunday evening. It's effectively, it's kind of like playing a Sunday game in the Premier League, other than the fact that they have to travel back from Finland. But yeah, he'll basically get a full day to recover from that, which is decent. And then Trossard and Saliba play against each other on Monday. Is that it? When do Italy play? I don't know. But yeah. England finish early this time around? Yeah, England finished very early, yeah. Did you see the Sporting guys going to City, preparing for Amorim? I don't know, but it is an interesting one, yeah. Sporting's director of football is going to Man City to replace cheeky beggar Astain or whatever his name was. Nations League can suck it? Yeah, I agree. Zinchenko is a 10 if he's fit? Not for me. When do Brazil play? Annoyingly, Brazil play right at the end. Brazil play on Wednesday morning at 1:45. They are basically, other than Mexico, USA, Brazil are basically the last game of the international break. So, yeah. Frustrating. Effectively, by the time Gabriel and Martinelli get back to England, it'll be like late on Wednesday night that they'll get back to the UK. Jesus didn't go. So he won't be jet lagged. Martinelli and Gabriel will be. Well, it's not too bad, but are we in trouble with the FA because of City, or is it nonsense? No, it's nonsense. That whole idea of Arsenal being in trouble with the Premier League for financial rules because of the loans, shareholder loans, literally complete nonsense. Unfortunately, it seems that there are some what should have been reputable journalists in the UK that are now bought and paid for by Man City. Imagine going to run City before their relegation. It's like becoming a keeper at Southampton. Oh, never mind. I mean, if the paycheck's good enough, Carl Hayne played today. He won. You'll have to see it. That isn't a good run of Newcastle into Chelsea all the way. No, it's not. It's grim. Shareholder loans can be turned into equity in the club. Complete non-story. Yeah, it's not even just that. Our loans aren't interest-free. So we are paying interest on all of our loans. It's only like 1 or 2%, but the interest is there. And also the rules can't be like backdated anyway. New contract for Nwaneri. There was a thing today. I don't know how legitimate it was. It came from transfer.com. Claiming that Ethan Nwaneri is set to become the third highest paid teenager in the Premier League. Nwaneri set to get a professional contract of £60,000 a week, which would make him third highest paid teenager in the Premier League. I think Kobbie Mainoo is set to be above him, and then I'm not sure who the other one would be. To be fair, I didn't look into it, but well, look, if that's what it takes to keep him at the club, then that's what it takes to keep him at the club. No problem. Do you think Ten Hag gets sacked soon? Yeah, probably. Oh, yeah, Yoro. Lenny Yoro is probably the other one. I'll tell you when Ten Hag gets sacked. Right? So, where is it? Yeah, so Man United play against Chelsea at home on a Sunday, right? So they play Brentford home after the international break, then Fenerbahce away, then their next 2 Premier League games, they've got West Ham away, Chelsea at home. I think they drop points to West Ham away, they lose to Chelsea at home, and that's when he gets sacked. The reason being, it would mean that the new manager's first couple of games in the Premier League were Leicester and Ipswich. So if you're going to get a manager bounce, you get the manager bounce for Leicester and Ipswich. That is when I think he'll go. Kudus is being priced out of leaving West Ham. They want 85 million in full. Yeah. Do you know what, right? If we can't get Kudus, Semenyo from Bournemouth is someone I would be interested in. I would be very interested in Semenyo at Bournemouth. I've really liked him so far this season. It would be so funny if Jose pumps United with Fred and Amrabat. Oh, that would also be very funny. But yeah, Semenyo, I saw as well, he ranks like 3rd in the league, I think, for Jules 1. Or no, not Jules 1. Possession 1 in the final third, I think it was. Is Semenyo left-footed? No, I think he's right-footed, actually. But I'm not too bothered about that. Yeah, he's right-footed. But he's good on his left. Like, he's more than happy to cut in on his left and shoot. Dibbling from Saints. Yeah, he looked like a... Dibbling gives vibes of a left-footed Emil Smith-Rowe. Like, maybe just because of the low socks, but the way he carries the ball, he's one of those players that basically is just as quick with the ball as without it, which is kind of what Smith-Rowe was. It's such a difficult skill to have, to run at full pace with the ball and keep it in your control. But yeah. As the Ghanaian rep of this community, Semenyo would be great. Can play striker and right wing, which is brilliant. Yeah, I like him. Surely it's Potter for England. Can't see anyone else. Could be Potter. I don't think it's going to be... It sounds like it's definitely not going to be Lee Carsley. He made a real point last night of saying, my remit was to do 3 international breaks before the end of the year. I'm going to do that, and hopefully then I'll go back to the under-21s. So it almost felt like he doesn't even want the job, which means we will get a proper manager. I think recently Graham Potter's turned down another job as well. I'm certain Potter was just offered another job that he turned down, so wouldn't surprise me. The only thing I would say is that if it was going to be Potter, like, why is he not just already doing it? because he's not in a job. So I don't really understand why if it was going to be Potter, why are we still waiting? Is Marmoush a possible target? Maybe, but I think right now going for Marmoush would be a bit reactionary, in my opinion. Perfect backup for Saka, and you can play an attacking mid. Cherky all the way. Maybe. Yeah, someone else further up. I've lost it now, but Yildiz at Juventus as well is very nice. Anyway, it is now time for Guess the Goal Scorer. I'm going to give you all of the information about an Arsenal goal. You have to tell me who scored it and who they scored it against. First person to get around in the chat wins the immense pride and respect of the Rory Talks Football community. To get your things on your keyboards because we are starting now. They scored this goal with their right foot. They scored the goal with their right foot. It was assisted by Olivier Giroud. It was assisted by Olivier Giroud. It was in the 42nd minute. It was at the Emirates. It was in a 4-1 win in February 2014. Right-footed goal assisted by Olivier Giroud in the 42nd minute at the Emirates in a 4-1 win in February 2014. It is not Wilshere versus Norwich. It is not Jack Wilshere versus Norwich. We've done that one. Now, you're all going Wilshere versus Norwich. It's not Wilshere versus Norwich. It is not Wilshere versus Norwich. No one's got it yet. One thing I would say is that it was a very, very nice goal, which might have had vibes of Wilshere versus Norwich. Not Ramsey versus Hull. I think we've done Ramsey versus Hull before as well. No, this was February 2014. It's an unbelievable goal. It's an unbelievable team goal. It's not Walcott. I mean, Francisco's nearly there. I mean, some of you are getting close, but you need to tell me who it was against. It's not against Spurs. There we go. We've got a winner. We've got a winner. We've got a winner. The winner is Ryan Henderson. It was indeed Thomas Rosicky against Sunderland. Unbelievable goal. An unbelievable goal. Ryan got it first. Spacetime got it second. Ray got it third. There we go. That was a tough one. 2K Dav got it fourth. But there we go. That was a tough one. That was a tough one. By the way, if you don't know what goal I'm talking about, go and watch it right now. Just Google Rosicky goal versus Sunderland and go and watch it back. Such a nice goal. Very, very nice goal. That was a tough one. I remember the goal. I knew it was Rosicky, just didn't know the team. Yeah, that's fair. That's not remembering the team is fair. That is fair. But there you go. There you go. Well done. Now it is time for Guess the Non-Gooner. I'm going to give you the entire career path of a player who does not and has not played for Arsenal. And you have to guess who it is in the chat. First person to get it right wins the amount. Wins the immense pride and respect of the Rory Talks Football community, but not as much respect as Ryan currently has. This player started their career at FC Schalke. They started their career at FC Schalke. They went to Wolfsburg. They went to PSG. They went to Benfica on loan. And then they went to Al Ahly. Schalke, Wolfsburg, PSG, Benfica on loan, Al Ahly. I knew who was going to get that first as well. As soon as I said Benfica loan, there was only one person that was getting it. And it was Francisco Oliveira, the king of Portuguese footballing knowledge. It was Julian Draxler. who for many, many a year we thought was someone that could have been included in Guess the Gooner, but it never materialized. But congratulations to Francisco Oliveira. Vivi Vlad was second. Felix was third. Oslo Gooner was fourth. I think he tried to do it. And Ray was fifth. But there we go. There we go. I thought this was Guess the Non-Gooner. I know, it might feel like Draxler was an Arsenal player. It might feel like Draxler was an Arsenal player. But there you go. VAR, check complete. Goal given. Sensational. Sensational. But there we go. Look, if you've not already liked the stream, please do before you jump off. Subscribe if you're new. We're going to be on Twitch tonight. Wow. Twitch tonight. Mega pack opening. Mega pack opening. I decided to play Foot Champs earlier in the day because it's easier. 13 wins out of 15. The second highest rank you can get. So there's life in the old dog yet. So we've got a massive pack opening for all of those packs. And probably going to open some of the store packs as well. So big old pack opening. So I'll see you there. Link is down in the description to the Twitch channel. If not, I'll be back live tomorrow, probably. Tomorrow evening on here. I hope you all have an absolutely sensational weekend. And yeah, I will see you either tonight or tomorrow. Goodbye.